Hey Gravelers, it's Steve
And Phil.
with a long-term review of the Pearl Izumi X-Alp Gravel Shoe.
Coming to you from the Pain Cave.
Pearl Izumi says this is a great shoe for gravel riding with attributes of both mountain and road riding.
And we've both found it to be exactly that. It's pretty durable, it's pretty lightweight, stiff. I've loved riding in this shoe.
I have too. I've got about 4,600 miles on mine. I imagine you have pretty close to the same.
Yeah, I mean, well over a season of riding on one shoe. I've found it to be super comfortable. I think the power transfer is pretty good.
Personally, I'm used to a bit of a stiffer shoe, so occasionally I found it to be a little bit flexy for me. But they're designed that way so that when you do have to get off the bike and walk, it's a lot more comfortable. So I think it's a pretty good compromise.
As opposed to riding in sneakers when I'm dragging the kids along on the tandem, you mean?
Yeah.
It's not as flexible as that.
One of the great features are these removable cleats on the front, which you can choose to install or not. And I remember when we first got these shoes, you asked me,
Are we going with it or not?
are we going to use
putting
them
yours
or not?
on?
It was in the spring, and I remember you walking outside your house to get ready to go for a ride on the ice, and you're like, oh, these cleats are great for that.
They are. They're all chewed up now, but it really, I've been on a couple different rides, like climbing over Braintree Gap, your nemesis, and my now nemesis. And you can just tell sometimes, I know it sounds a little bit hyperbolic, but when you have that nice extra claw right there, it's pretty amazing if the conditions are loose.
Yeah, it's almost like giving you 2 extra toes on the front to grip the ground as you climb. Talons, yeah. As you climb up a ridiculously steep or muddy hill, they definitely come in handy. And the rest of the time, that they don't get in the way is another thing. I mean, I've walked around in my house with these on. I wouldn't recommend it, but I've done it and haven't really caused any damage. So,
one of my favorite features as well is the Boa. I love the Boa Closure, mostly because of the adjustments I can make on the fly. So as the day goes on and your feet swell up a little bit, just pop it open, pull that tongue out, or if things are getting sketchy, you want to tighten it back up, just pop it in, tighten it back up. You don't have to stop. You don't have to make adjustments off the bike as you would with laces. You just adjust it on the fly as needed, and it makes a cool sound too.
I definitely agree. I will say that the only issue I've ever had with these shoes is one time the Boa popped off on me and I thought I broke the whole thing. The mechanism, I was way out in the middle of nowhere on some class 4 Jeep trails, and I was thinking, oh great, I'm not gonna be able to get home very easily.
That's why you carry duct tape, Steve.
Well, it turned out this actually does just pop off. There's like a receptacle on the shoe and the dial can pop off. It's designed that way, I think, so that if something does really whack it, it'll just come off and it won't break itself. So luckily I was able to just put it back on and I was back to riding. The other thing I'd mention about the Boa Closure is that I find I inevitably always have to tighten it on a ride. Like I start and then after a while, I definitely always have to tighten it. So it's just kind of a trade-off, I think, of the way the closure works and maybe of the material if it stretches a bit, depending on how wet it is. But like you said, it's not a big deal. You just reach down while you're riding. You don't even have to stop and crank it up. So, although it's intended to be somewhat of a combination between a mountain bike shoe and a road shoe, the cleat system is 2-bolt, so you're not going to get 3-bolt cleats on this. Just pretty much just SPD cleats.
Yeah, we're both running SPDs. I think it would be awesome if these shoes came in some more awesome colors. I'm fine with the black, but wouldn't you like some robust, awesome color? Make things a little more entertaining.
I agree. I think doesn't it also come in white?
White or black were the choices at the time we got this. I know there's some other shoes Pearl Izumi makes in other colors, but add a little flair maybe.
Right.
In terms of price point, this is a kind of a mid-range shoe in my opinion. You can spend a lot more on bike shoes. You can also spend a lot less. I think it kind of hit the sweet spot where it's a great value, does everything you need it to do, and doesn't break the bank.
Yeah, overall, very happy with the shoe. and served us really well. Full disclosure, we are industry pros for Pearl Izumi, but we were not compensated for this review. We just really like these shoes and wanted to tell you about them. If you want to pick up the X-Alp Gravel Shoe for yourself, we'll put a link in the description.
Or go to your local bike shop that carries Pearl Izumi. Until next time, Green Mountain Gravel signing out from the Pain Cave.